Hello guys and welcome to another video with the Funny Muffler. Today we've got another battle review and we're currently reviewing the Shokaku. As you can tell, I've got the Great Gorgon skin, which I think is quite a nice skin for Shokaku. So we have a Obida on the enemy team. So we're going to start off with our torpedo bombers. So as you can tell, there's 3 destroyers. So like I said in the previous videos, I'm not the greatest when it comes to using HE bombers, unless it's the cluster bombs from the British ships on destroyers. So I tend to try and use torpedoes for destroyers, and I'm usually fairly consistent with it. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to search for the enemy destroyers, try and give our team the advantage. You can see now the enemy aircraft carriers planes are on their way over, so I've dropped some fighters, tried to defend our cruiser and our battleship, and I'm moving up with the friendly destroyer to hopefully spot for him and give him any assistance against the enemy destroyer. So as you can tell, I am currently recycling my first attack group. Coming round. Right, so here's the destroyer. He's got his AA on. He turns it off. It's already too late. We know what he is. Start my run. But it's a kid. So any damage we can do to the destroyer will help our destroyer significantly. Now, it'll turn it from a 50-50 battle, or, you know, in the case of non-gunboats, tip the balance completely in their favour. So now our destroyer is more or less guaranteed to win unless he completely potatoes it. But we'll come back in for another run, but he's going to die. There we go. So, a bit of positive reinforcement off me there. Well done. Because I do think that's something that needs to be addressed in the game, you know. Rather than hating on each other, salty messages, and we should, you know, congratulate our teammates for doing well, you know, and if they're not doing well, constructive criticism, guys. I think that's the best way to go. So, King George here, we're coming in with a run on our final attack group. They're up in the air, so we may as well see if we can get some damage with them. We lose one plane, which is unfortunate for the torpedoes. We're guaranteed one hit here. Whether he'll swing his around too much, just one hit. We've done 12,000 damage so far. That's not too bad. More torpedo bombers are going up. So, yet again, as you can see now, the Summers is spotted. So we're going to make a complete beeline for him now. You can see our 2 destroyers in the centre are currently firing on him. I was like, right, before he's got a chance to get away or get back into his smoke. If you look now, he's currently going forward, so he's probably panicking. He hits the island. And right now, there's nothing he can do. I'm going to hit him with at least 1 torpedo. So I fire them. And unfortunately, he's already got into reverse, so he's going to eat at least 2 of them. There we are, all 3. Devastating strike. 1 destroyer left, so we have the destroyer advantage. There's the other destroyer. So, like I said, even if you can't hit them, just drop in the torpedoes. You give them something else to focus on rather than just your friendly ships. So, probably doesn't go be perfect. Even if it's just a slight chance of them hitting them, you know, it'll... Usually, I've noticed, give them a rush of a bit of excrement to the brain. But this lightning's getting pretty beat up, so we're going to come in anyway. Give him something else to think about. As you can tell, he starts dodging. He gets his torpedoes off, but he dies shortly after. He misses his torpedoes. Whether that was from us helping or not, I don't know. But we played a role. All 3 destroyers in every team have been dealt with. So our team are in a fantastic position at the moment. We have lost 1 destroyer. We've lost our Kegro, which is unfortunate. Right, we're now moving up the carrier. So as you can tell, their team now is more or less contained in their base. Apart from the Shan horse on the left, which is currently a bit of a straggler. That Rice was just taking out our Fletcher as well. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to try and focus all my planes, all my effort on the blobber ships, because I've got nothing much else to go for. The cruiser and battleships on the left are pursuing the Scharnhorst. And I am trying to be conscious about my aircraft. I didn't recycle here, which is a misplay by me. I should have recycled. But it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. We've got such a good advantage now. And even though I haven't done a great deal of damage, I've contributed to the team, and I've been extremely impactful by not only killing one of the destroyers, severely damaging the other, and also spotting them. You know, the Lightning and the other ships didn't really need my help, but you know, I went over there just in case, because you know, you can never offer too much help. I'm in for another run now on this King George. So we'll get 2 torpedo hits. The third one has gone off to the left. So we'll get 1 hit in the rear, 1 in the mid. We've got a flood and an in cap. So the in cap is most likely either a rudder disable or it is a engine disable. Most likely the rudder, because I believe that one have popped up first. The Richelieu and the carrier are in a division, so I was expecting them to be quite tightly knit. I'm not sure if it's a bit of panic, because in a moment the carrier will completely abandon the cap and move away into the far corner, just leaving the 2 remaining ships to defend on their own, which doesn't bode well for them, because it allows my planes then a much easier time of just harassment. So I did think the Richelieu went AFK here, because he wasn't moving, then he started accelerating, and then he fired. Because he was motionless when I started to come in. So I'll finish the King George off. It's very low, easy kill. I'll pull these planes back, I believe, because I can't see much easy getting done. Yep, pull them back. Right, now I get some bombers up. Like I said, I'm not the greatest with the bombers, but they will be impactful. You know, even if we don't do a great deal of damage, it's fires set. It's just harassment in general as well. But continuing to move the carrier up so we get a faster return on our planes. Pop some more fighters here. Okay, I got 2 groups of fighters and a 3rd group above my carrier. So, working well. We got some good air superiority. So I'm going to focus on the right through. The Scharnhorst is just taken out by the Odin. So, I don't say our team's definitely got it in the bag, but we're in such a strong position. You know, I've seen teams in situations like this where they've just completely potatoed and just gone for bloodlust. Well, I didn't recycle again, which is on my turn a bit of bloodlust. I'm just trying to get as much damage on them as I can. Unfortunately, the dispersion was really poor on there, so they all missed. So as you can tell, I am slowly starting to run out of planes because I'm being a bit overly aggressive. Like I said, any criticism, guys, please leave a comment. Or things you think I could improve, or if there's things you don't understand, you know, I could always try and elaborate on in the next video. So coming in for the Richelieu again. So we're now diving. I'm gonna come in right on this side. Hopefully we'll get some decent hits. Let's have a look. Yeah, we guaranteed 2 hits. Yeah, definitely 3. 3 lovely hits. Will we get a flood? We get an in-cap. No in-cap. We did get a flood though. And I do believe he burns his damage control. Yeah, he's burnt it. Because we're not getting any tick damage. So this now is... Obviously, it's extremely bad for the Richelieu. He didn't have any fires. It was only the flood he had. Personally, I wouldn't have... I wouldn't have popped the DC. Because now, as soon as his DC runs out... He's got He/She spammers firing at him, AP spammers. So, you know, the AP spammers are going to potentially disable parts of his ship. He's on fire. 3 bomb hits there, 6,000 damage. Very reasonable amount of damage. We've got fighters on us now. Pull them back. Try and save what we can. Moving the carrier up into the enemy base. But all these battles are recorded in my own time. Like I said, I don't want to just cherry pick the best battles. No, so I'll pick battles that are mostly, you know, above average gameplay. So I'm not going to just wait until I get like a super game or massive damage. And I'm just trying to get games where hopefully you guys can relate to and I can teach you something as well. But Raishu's gone down. They're asking for intelligence data, as it said. So we'll go spot the carrier. Carrier's here. So we might get our bombers in range, but there's only 3 of them. As you can imagine, the carrier isn't really long for this world. He's not moving. So bombs away. Decent hit. 10,000 damage. Very nice. So torpedo bombers going up. He's starting to move again by the looks of it on the map. As you can tell, our team are currently pursuing. I'll just sit in the base and just tick the base up. There's no point me chasing him. What do you guys think of this, of the skin for Shokaku? Especially the planes. The planes are very interesting. They're like these little ghouls or bats. I love how they look. They look really cool. The fact that they flap their wings as well, it's really interesting. Right, so I've decided to move to the corner. Like I said, moving closer, we'll get a faster return now, planes. But we'll get these torps off now, and I believe shortly the carrier will be destroyed. So I dropped them a bit far, so we might get 1, maybe 2 hits. That looks like 1. So we'll get our bombers up. We are 1 hit for 7,400. Very respectable damage on the higher end there. So 87,000 damage. We've killed 1 destroyer. We assisted with the other. We had a large impact on the game. And that's what you need to do as a CV. You need to have as much of an impact for your team positively as possible. Whether that's spotting, trying to gain air superiority, etc. Yeah, I can't see this carrier living much longer. And you can more shots. And it's game over. And there he goes. That's all she wrote. A victory. So we played very well there. Respectable statistics at the end. Where do we come? I think we come top of the team. There we are, top of the team. Only 7 XP ahead, but excellent. And that's all she wrote. So thank you for watching, guys. And please like, comment, and subscribe if you liked it. So thank you and take care. Fair seas, captains.